going to actually tell you the meat of the plot points of this movie. Experience it for yourself, because it's worth it. War for the Planet of the Apes. So War for the Planet of the Apes is the third installment of this new wave of Planet of the Apes movies. Started with Rise of the Planet of the Apes, then with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which one could argue Dawn comes before Rising, but whatever. After the events of the last film, we found out this army is coming for the apes. Now they have arrived. In comes Woody Harrelson and the last best hope of humanity, so he sees it, which brings Caesar to some very tough, deep, emotional spots in life. Enter the War for the Planet of the Apes, I guess. I gotta get that out of the way right now. War is not the title I would have chosen to describe this movie. Battle for the Planet of the Apes, maybe, although that is actually another movie and this isn't a remake of that. Conflict for the Planet of the Apes, I guess? Not war. War for the Planet of the Apes sounds like if you're looking for this movie on whatever streaming service you use, you're gonna find it in the action section. This movie is actually a thinking movie. It's a very emotional movie. It's a drama. I just feel like some people are gonna go into this movie thinking, oh, let's watch an action film, and they're not really gonna get that. I don't want that to put people off from the movie. Managing expectations, what I do here. Let's talk about, alright, first of all, the special effects. This movie is a technological marvel. The apes have never looked more real. Andy Serkis, what is there to say? Does he deserve an Oscar? Probably. Will he get it? Probably not. But he's so good in this movie. You're just in awe at how lifelike these talking apes look and act in these films. This more so because it's been a couple years. Technology advances a lot in a couple years. This movie really is Caesar's emotional journey. You are there with him. And Caesar's just, dude, he's had it, man. He never asked for this war. He never asked for this conflict, but he's in it. He's just like someone shit on his front porch. He's like, I gotta deal with that. What I love about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes is the fact that these movies really are a mirror on humanity using apes. In the last movie, we're like, oh, the apes are the good guys and the humans are the bad guys, but we saw good humans on the human side and bad apes on the ape side. And you see, Koba did what he did in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes out of fear and hatred. And nothing good ever happens out of acting out of fear and hatred. And then you see Woody Harrelson in this movie, War for the Planet of the Apes, acting out of fear. And that's a great thing about this movie is the human beings feel desperate. They're like, if we don't act, our species is going to go extinct. I've never been in that situation. I've never pondered that. But what I do in that situation, I don't know. If you're really faced with that dilemma, I'm sure you would do some dark shit too. That's the thing this movie forces you to ask. What would you do in Woody Harrelson's situation? What would you do in Caesar's situation? Caesar, because it's like, you know, oh, hail Caesar, he's the greatest leader ever. He is ape Jesus, if not ape John Connor. But even your heroes are flawed, and in this movie, Caesar has some flawed moments, but you understand them. By flawed moments, that's no judgment. I'd probably do the same thing he did. Which means we're just all a bunch of flawed beings trying to just scamper our way through this thing we call life. No one has the answers. And this is just more to the point, is the fact that Caesar is such a character. The only way I can describe him is he is so human. Though he would probably take it as an insult. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes moved more than this movie, I'll say that. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was a really good mix of action meets drama. This leans more on the drama side than action. There is a little ape in here, I think he just calls himself Bad Ape. He's the one in the trailer where he's like, long time, long time. And that dude could have been annoying. Right when I met him in the movie, I was like, all right, you could be Jar Jar Binks, you could be better. Turns out he's better as the dialogue just goes on. This dude cracked me up. And it answers one of the questions you have. Are all those smart apes with Caesar? Are there other apes out there? He didn't start out with Caesar, so you're like, oh, okay, there are other apes out there. I like that dude. I was surprised that I did, and I really did. There are a lot less humans in this movie. This was really ape-centric here, which doesn't matter, and it doesn't bother me because the apes are clearly fleshed out characters. You're not there with the CGI husks going, okay, where are the real people? The entire time with the apes, you're like, those are the real people. Because in the end, War for the Planet of the Apes floored me. I really enjoyed it when I walked out of it, and it's gotten better as I have slept on it, as I've thought about it. It's not as action-centric as the title would have you believe. When the action at the end goes down, it's entertaining enough, but it's definitely not the point. Like, it will take a break from the action to turn on the drama, to give you a moment. This movie has a lot of moments, man. When this movie wants to tighten the emotional guitar string, there you are. You're like, good, okay. And it does it effectively. But this is Caesar's greatest trial to date, and I will say War for the Planet of the Apes is awesome-tacular. And yes, this review is up early. I get that, and thank you for watching. I'll have my spoiler talk where I can go more in depth and be like, okay, here's some spoilers. Here's what happened in the movie specifically. That's always fun to do. I'll have that out when the movie comes out. So War for the Planet of the Apes, are you gonna see it? What are you hoping for? Whatever you're hoping, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.